This is practice for the Q3 exam on Unit 10 function notation. It is not meant to remind you of all the concepts. If you need that, please go back to the other SOS videos and practice problems. So, a couple reminders that people tend to make mistakes on. The number inside the parentheses is your x value. The number outside the parentheses is the y value. So if you're given a function and you're asked to evaluate f of -4, pause the video, see if you did this correctly, start the video again, and we'll talk about what you did. So if you're given the x value, you simply replace anywhere you see x with that value. Remember, when I replace it, you need to keep it in parentheses, and any other symbols are outside. And then you do order of operations. So exponent first, then we multiplied, and finally we added. So when x is -4, the y value is -25. Well, what happens with this function rule when I'm asking you to evaluate when g of x equals 9? So think about what value the 9 is representing. Pause the video, do the work, and start it up again. See how you did. Okay, so this is giving you your y value. And in place of g of x, this entire thing, we're going to put 9 and then solve for x. Add 3 on both sides, divide by 6, and you get x equals 2. You could also be asked to find the information from a graph. So for this first one, for what value of x does f of x equal -3? Remember what this -3 represents. Pause the video, take a look at the graph, see if you can get the answer. So if you're told the y value is -3, I'm looking at this graph, this picture, and finding what point will have a y value of -3. So I'm going to go down at -3. This is the point on the graph. What's the coordinates of the point? -1, -3. So what value of x has a y value of -3? The value of x would be -1. Now in here, you're asked to evaluate g of 3. So again, think of what that 3 inside the parentheses means. Pause the video and get your answer. Okay, so the x value is 3. Any value inside the parentheses is going to be our input, our x value. So I look at my graph, my picture, and I try to find when a point on here where the x value would be 3, and it's here. And when x is 3, the y value is -3. So you would just say g of 3 equals -3. That's our y value. And this has been the SOS practice video for Q3's test on Unit 10 concepts.